Hi everyone, how are we? Are we good? It's the end of the week. Hey, well, it is here anyway. It's Friday afternoon, almost evening. The sun's shining. I don't know how long it will shine for, but it's shining at the moment. Hey Sharon, how are you? And Carla and Julie, hope you're all well. So we're going to be on YouTube and on Facebook. Can see we've got 22 people on YouTube now. We've got 6 people on Facebook. Sophie, hello, how are you? Let me know where you're from, what you're doing this lovely evening. Hey Debbie on YouTube, hope you're well. And Kim, hello. I won't do too many hellos. If you were with me last week, you'll know that we started doing this, and this week is simply going to be finishing it off, so covering all that lovely metal in some paint and seeing what we can do with it. So it should be good fun. A lot very, very messy. I've had a frog in my throat all day. Jane, good afternoon. A beautiful sunny day. It is this afternoon. It hasn't been sunny all day. It's been on and off, but the clouds have broken now. Blue sky. It does look lovely outside. Still cold though. Laurie, good afternoon. How are you? Louise, hey. Look forward to these lives now. I'm braving mixed media. I'm so glad, Louise. I'm so glad to see there's actually quite a few people who have just started mixed media off the back of watching me do more. So I don't know why I didn't guard it before, but I did more card making because that's what I thought everyone wanted to see and wanted to know about. But I started doing mixed media a few months ago, I suppose more the beginning of the year, more than anything. And yeah, lots of you have started trying it as well and enjoying it, most of you at least. Hey Pippa, looking forward to seeing how this project turns out. So am I. Lynn Price, good afternoon to you. I just don't want to miss anybody's comments. I'll whiz through Facebook, then I'll whiz through YouTube, and then we'll get started. Pippa's bought a die cutting machine today. Yeah, it has got textures die in it. Funny, well, strange because it is a textures branded die, but I don't actually design that one. It has the brand on it, but it's not. I didn't sit down and design that. I was sort of sent and said, by the way, this is textures. It happens like that. But I did do some cards. In fact, I did 6 cards. I think 5 were in print, so I imagine one will be on Craft World. Leslie, good afternoon to you, and Avril. Carla's in Devon in the UK and eating a banana. Nice. Hi Carmen, how are you? I've not rested at all. I've been honestly lives and videos all day. Right, quickly on YouTube. Sharon, hello to you. Hope you're well. Tracy, good afternoon. April Rose, Atlanta, Georgia, doing laundry. I hope this can help while you're doing your laundry, make it a little more exciting for you. Betsy, hello from Illinois. Meredith, hey, sneaking in at work. Right, I won't say your name too loud then in case you've got the volume up. Get on with your work, but listening. Cara, good afternoon. I love watching you do mixed media. I'm starting to get braver. That seems to be general consensus that you need to sort of be brave when you start mixed media. Hello, Emily Joyce. Hey, finally got my first journal, trying to do 1 page a day. Fantastic. Honestly, you'll find you'll come on leaps and bounds with your confidence. If you've got a journal that you know no one else is going to see, makes a huge difference. Rosora, is that how I'm saying your name? I hope so. From Florida, hello. And Karen, Florida's in there. More Florida, lots of you from Florida. I bet it's warmer over there than it is here. Okay, right, I'm going to come down to my desk now because my face is getting a bit boring. Let's see. Now there is a little bit that just came off. I noticed when I picked this up, so I was just waiting for my glue gun to heat up so we can pop this back where it should be. Hope that's enough glue. So this, if you weren't with us last week, this is as far as we got with this canvas. So it's a 3-dimensional moth. One thing I didn't do was the glue stringies, but you can do that with a heat gun. So just a very quick recap. It is simply, oh yeah, there was a bolt under here, isn't there, as well, that came off. There it is. This bolt needs resticking. So it's going to stick out just like this one. So I got a very, very inexpensive canvas from here in the UK. We have Poundland, where everything used to be £1. It's now no longer £1. Everything's £2, £3, £1.75, but it doesn't matter. So I got 4 canvases for something like £2 from there. I mean, they're cheap canvases. I suppose doing any intricate art on them probably wouldn't be ideal. But I put some texture paste in the background in this hexagon pattern. I sprinkled some gold embossing powder into the texture paste while it was wet. and heated it so that not only bubbled up the texture paste a little in places, but it also melted the embossing powder. Then I spritzed everything with black. Or did I spritz or gesso? No, I think I spritzed it. And of course the embossing powder has resisted the spritz. Okay, so that was the background. As you can see, it should be okay to turn over now. Just a cheapy canvas. I actually really quite like the back. I then used fabric paper to create the body. This is actually corrugated card. A simple shape for a body and 4 simple shapes for wings, glued them on with hot glue and layered them up with metal embellishments, and that's as far as we got. That took us about an hour and a half, didn't it? Petra, hello, how are you? Easing into the weekend with your fabulous mixed media. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. I'm loving having you all here. I did ask Carla, I did ask what you were doing, eating a banana. I'm so glad I know that now. April, that's happened to our dollar trees. It's now 125. Is everything 125 up there though? Up there, over there, or does it vary? I mean, there's very little in the Poundland shops that are £1 now. What's fabric paper? No, not dense at all. So this is an example of the fabric paper I used. It's something we sell at Craft Stash. And it's a thick paper that reacts like fabric. You can wash it, you can wet it, you can scrunch it, you can tear it, you can stitch it. So if you want to make things like handbags out of it, you can, but you can die cut it, you can emboss it. So it's a mix, it's a crossover between both paper and fabric. The fact that you can get it wet and it doesn't fall apart is the biggest thing for me. That means I can put all my mediums on it and I know that that will be okay. Comes in different colours as well. This is just the black one. I think no, that's not the colour I used for this one. I used the tan coloured one, I think. Like I say, on Craft Stash. So if you're in the US, that's craftstash.us. If you're in the UK, craftstash.co.uk. That has fabric paper, or it did have on offer actually. Don't know if it is anymore. Hey Joe, how are you? So Avril, Poundland is called deals in Ireland, so they can kind of have any price on things, but a lot are €1.50. Yeah, it's not Poundland at all. I guess they've kept the name because it was so popular. Look, I've just done a video before I was live. I just did a video on gel plate magazine transfer, ready to go out tomorrow. That'll go out at some point tomorrow on YouTube, and I've still got paint on me. The Minx, hello, love what you've done so far. Thank you. I missed the last session. Can I ask, where did you get the metal embellishments from? It's a huge collection of things I've collected over the years. I get a lot of the bags of cogs and the metal flowers from eBay though. They're a few pound for a little bag, so a lot of those in there. I've got nuts and bolts that have come from like hardware stores that are really, really cheap when you get a mixed bag or something. So yeah, loads of bits and pieces that I've just collected over the years. Actually got through a big chunk of my metal embellishments jar because I had so much. Okay, I'm going to ruin this completely now in some people's opinion, I'm sure. I'm going to dump loads of Deco Art Americana acrylic paint. It doesn't matter that it's Deco Art or Americana at all. It's just black acrylic paint, as if I haven't just used enough of this. Hey Lisa, hey again. Yeah, so this is my second live, my 4th video of the day. Right, so I'm going to put that all over. And I've got a really, really soft, fluffy brush here. I'm going to work it in to all that metal. Okay, so this is going to bring that chintzy gold metal look down, thankfully. Not me at all. I love the texture of the metal. I'm not loving all the bright yellow gold though. There's a time and a place for gold. That was just too much, but we needed it for the texture. So there's a bit that's sort of come off there, but I can fix bits later. I also did get, yeah, so I got on eBay, if you just put in metal embellishments for scrapbooking, for card making, you do find quite a lot on there. I had some bigger bits as well, not just cogs, had some big metal flowers. So as you can see, it does dull it all down, but you're just left with the texture, which is just a fabulous at a base. I've been dying to do this since last Friday. when we started putting this together. But I know a lot of you said that you liked the gold. You liked it as it was. Fingers crossed we can make it look a lot better though, in my opinion. Maybe that you want to do something similar but keep it gold. That's entirely up to you. This is, you know, this is the thing with art, isn't it? Whether it's mixed media or any type of art, it's completely unique to the person doing it. Everybody's got a different opinion on what looks good and what doesn't. So the reason I've used a big soft brush, I can really get in a lot of the detail in the metal. It doesn't matter if I catch the bottom because that's also black. There we go. Not taking long at all to get around there. And then this will have to be completely dry or dried. So many of you were saying that you were looking forward to this after seeing it last Friday. I'm so glad that you've enjoyed watching some of these mixed media videos and lives. And it's great to know that if I do a longer project, you don't mind waiting around a week to finish it. It's probably harder for me having to see it sat there and I can't do it like this. Right, so this is going to go on my wall, hopefully, if I'm happy with the end result. Right, so our little moth has antennae made out of a bolt. There we go. I think that's pretty much everything painted that can be. Let's dry that off. Unfortunately, oh, I have got water. Oh, I thought I'd forgotten water. Well, I've got a little bit. It's not a lot. I need to get some of that. Does it ever get called something different? What's that? The metal embellishments? I think that's what I was... or is it fabric paper? Sorry, fabric paper. No, I don't know that it does. I don't think it does get called it. I certainly don't know it as anything different. Could you do that with black gesso? Yeah, I'm only using black acrylic paint, Sharon, because I don't have black gesso. That's all. Hey Emma, how are you? Hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Debbie. Hit the thumbs up. I forget to ask people. Daring Northern Adventures, thank you so much. Hey Benita, Olga, don't be sorry for being late at all. We've all got lives to get on with. I think I've answered everything. There, so just warming this up. I say warming this up. Heating it up, drying that paint off it. Because it's acrylic paint, it's water-based, it will take no time at all, but it will take the shine off. You can still see the texture. Thank you, Carla. If you don't get or do eBay, Amazon sell metal cogs too. You can get proper packs for scrapbooking if you want to spend a bit more. They're really nice quality, but in my opinion, if I'm going to paint over them, for example, I don't want to be spending a lot. One's from very popular scrapbooking papercraft brands. They are a lot more money, but you know, if you're doing a really special project, maybe you want to spend out, you're looking at sort of £6–7 for maybe 5 or 6 metal pieces. You can get a lot more cheaper. Okay, so nearly there. I just need to make sure everything's dry as possible, because I am going to be putting white paint over the top, or white gesso over the top. Okay, so I've got some paints here, and these won't show up very well on their own. Okay, they're not going to show up great. Do you know what? I'm changing my mind. While that's just cooling down, I'm just going to change my mind about my paint colour choices. I want to go with, yeah, let's go brighter. Let's go bright pink and aqua instead. See how they come out when we do it. It's so beautiful. Thank you. Joe's moved over. Hey Robin, how are you? So there we go. So there's the black now. So you can still see there's a shiny, the odd shiny bit that needs to That might not actually be the paint, that might be the metal underneath. I'm not sure. Let's just give that a warm. I think there is a bit of paint in there, but that's because that's so far down. I'm probably not going to get any coloured paint on there anyway. I need to be careful though, because the heat gun is going to risk melting the hot glue that we put on before. Shopping blackout in the US today for some people. I'm making lists and mental notes. Would really love to find. So what's a shopping blackout? I don't know anything about this. I don't watch the news in general. So I don't know a lot of what's going on. What's a shopping blackout? Is that just people not shopping? Say for some people. Sorry if I sound ignorant, but I have no idea what that is. Educate me, please. I like to know. I find the news extremely depressing, so I very rarely, I don't have it on. The only time I really hear any news is if I'm in my car and the radio's on and it comes on. Right, so gesso, white gesso. This is what you'd prime a canvas with before you paint. I don't know if I really want to use this paintbrush. I think I want to use one like this instead. This is a bit stiffer. It's not going to get into all the details. Natty, hello, how are you? That's what would happen to me. Glue melts, project falls apart. Yeah, exactly. As long as you keep it all still while it cools again, it's fine. So now white paint, and I want to dry brush this, not have it too white, bright white, or too thick particularly. I'm now going to use a stiffer brush to just brush over the tops. So this is where it starts to really come to life. And again, it may be that you prefer it just after this stage. So let's say dry brush if possible. So put some paint on the brush and then kind of brush a lot of it back off again. In there. Not sure about that nut that's in there, how best to do that. So you can see how much that is picking up the detail now. Candy, hello, how are you? Hope you're well. Hey Karen, all black now. Yeah, we've put black paint on. Now we're brushing over the top with the white to pick out some of the detail. And this is where you really now start to see what's going on with it. Switch from mobile viewing to PC. Wow, this looks. Thank you, PJD. Who's PJD? What's your first name? Introduce yourself. There we go. Look at the difference now. So much better. You can make gesso pretty easy at home. We've made a white and clear so far. How do you make clear gesso? Is that with sort of a glue, perhaps? Now don't forget the body of the moth I didn't do with any metal embellishments. I just did corrugated card for that. Oops, that was not very dry, that bit. That still hasn't stuck very well, that bolt that's under there that I had to re-stick. And just look at all that. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Hey Daphne, don't worry. Oh, Petra, sorry, I see, yeah. Okay, ready, and over this bit. Gesso is usually quite translucent anyway. So sometimes if you wanted it bright white, you would have to do a couple of coats. I mean, I'd almost be tempted to just leave it like this. Make sure any little cogs and gears that I put on here originally, that I'm capturing it with the white, this chain along the edge, picking up the tops of the detail. Otherwise, there's just no point putting things on. under here. I know I've got a bit. The flowers as well. So I had some metal flowers. I bought those. They were an eBay purchase. There we go. And just this wing. Don't want anything left bright white. Sorry, yeah, bright white or plain black. I think let's just have a look. Just have a look from all angles. Oh, yeah. These corner pieces, of course. And there, all in there is done. Make sure around here is all done. Let me see. Thank you. Hi, Leslie. I think, Emily, I think it's to do with the company stopping their DEI policies. Oh, okay. Angel Magic, this is my first time catching you live. Love your channel. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining. Clear gesso could be made with the clear school glue, water and cornstarch. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Benita. Jean, yes, correct, Emily, in the US. But the issue is they're getting money from the government and now they aren't. Okay. Yeah, Emily, it's for my, I say for my mental health, like I've got an issue with it. I don't usually struggle with mental health, but I do feel damn depressed when I watch the news nowadays. They do like to really feed on the bad stuff going on, don't they? And there's obviously been a lot of bad stuff going on lately. Okay, so as you can see, I used a lot more gesso than needed. I'm going to see if I can put, I'm not going to be able to put some of that back in. So tip this up, squeeze it until it starts to come out. It's quite liquid. Squeeze, 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 there, and then see if I can suck any up. I don't think it's really working. I think I might just have to say goodbye to this bit. Sorry. Oh, such a waste. I do hate wasting it like that. And getting it everywhere. It's better that it's not here, because as you can see, I would get it everywhere. Right. So just letting that white paint dry while I wipe this up a little bit. I'm going to wash off this brush. I've got some water here. Oh, I have got a cup of tea. Mustn't forget that. Thank you, Lynn. Hello, Lynn Smith. Ellen from Norway, thank you so much. Louise, I'm asking for bolts and cogs for my birthday tomorrow. Or is it too late? Happy birthday for tomorrow, Louise. I don't know if you've had them yet, but Oliver did post some parcels yesterday, so you might get a parcel on your birthday if you're within that batch. I'm not sure. I don't really get involved anymore. So if you're thinking, well, the gold looks odd now, I am going to be eventually, when we're finished, putting gold on the top, on the tips of things, so it'll all tie in. But I hope you have a lovely day tomorrow, Louise. So this is a Saturday. Everyone say happy birthday to Louise for tomorrow. This piece you're working on is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, now you can see all that work we put in last week. You can see it all now. So those of you who haven't joined me before, we put all the cogs on, all the metal work last week, but left it. It was all gold and shiny. Keep saying it, chintzy. Chintzy is the word of the day. It was, it's not now. So I want this to go on the wall in my craft room. I'm just going to have a swig of my fruit tea. Avril, she won't see it because she's watching on YouTube, but Avril, Louise said happy, no, sorry, Louise, Avril said happy birthday to you. Carla's had her package from Ollie. I can't bring myself to call him Ollie. That's my son, Oliver, but I don't mind anyone else calling him Ollie. All the teachers have always called him Ollie. His college do, his cadet leaders do, but his girlfriend even does, but I call him Oliver. There we go, Louise. Lots of people said happy birthday. Okay, Let's see what we can do with this pink and green. And I think the two should probably mix. Should really shake these. The two should mix, and maybe even chintzy. Yeah, I feel like that's the word for bright, garish, lots of metal. Ugh, not me. Have I got the wrong word? Probably. Happy birthday from Costa Rica as well, says Susie Art. Oh no, don't worry, Carla, don't worry. Anyone can call him Ollie. It's fine. I just can't say it. Yeah, I struggle to call him Ollie. The same, my daughter's Isabel. I can't call her Izzy. Daphne popped over to Facebook. Lou, YouTube wants to pop up ads. My oh, okay. My malware doesn't allow. Fair enough. Right. So same again. We're going to almost dry brush, but as we go over the tops here, hopefully now the white will show that pink up a lot more. It does. I haven't really got a plan with the colours. Just kind of quite random, I think. And wherever I put one patch, I'll put green near it. Some here. You see that white now? I mean, if we'd have just painted the pink onto the black, it just probably would not have shown up very well at all. I think the gold is going to bring everything together eventually. And we did, oh, I just got a bit of teal in there. Never mind, that's going to be teal. Let's put some teal on then. That's fine. We'll head into the teals. Some things happen for a reason. Maybe it was telling me that I definitely did not want to put pink there. Well, I did. I thought I did. Right, let's pick this up. I do like the mix of the blue and pink together. Where it makes purple is lovely. Are you using Cadence paint? No, I'm not, Daphne. I'm using Americana acrylics. These are the ones that I got from Deco Art. I got these, a whole load of them when I started doing dot mandalas. Has anyone else done those before? So therapeutic to sit and do, so much fun, beautiful results. So I bought a whole lot of the Deco Art Americana paints because they were kind of like the go-to for that. That's what everybody was using, and I've still got lots of them. There's no reason why I've not done the dot mandalas lately, just not had time. There's only so much you can do, isn't there? I feel like this is going to be more teal than pink, but that's fine. If you know me, I do love my teals. There, get under there. A bit more pink in places. Highlight needs a bit round here, I feel. Okay. It's definitely brought it out, hasn't it? I love dotting. Yeah, so do I. That was a long time ago. I actually went into that box today. I've got everything in a box. Lots of dot making on the canvas. Yeah, I did canvas, I did a journal, I did a mug, phone case, lots of stones. You're not keen on the pink colour. I like it where it's mixed into the to make a purple. So are you Jennifer, Jenny? Do your parents call you Jennifer? Be right back, need to check dinner. What have we got, Bonita? We have got gammon, mash and veg tonight, I think. Lynn Smith, you're welcome to. Oh, we did try to DIY and make whatever we can at home. Oh, we try to, sorry, especially with prices the way they are now. Yeah, if you're into arts and crafts things. Sorry, Jane, Miff can't see to the end live. Got to take Dad for a doctor's appointment, but we'll definitely watch up. Yeah, catch up, Jane. Hopefully I'll speak to you next week. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Hope your dad gets on okay. You're Jennifer, are you? Okay. Lynn said, oh, curious how heavy this piece is. It's actually not. I can't weigh it, but I'll hold it up in a second. I'm just having a swig of tea while I read your comments. I wish you could have told me before I sent for some clear gesso, but now I know. I'll try to make some of it. Thank you. Yeah, there must be YouTube tutorials on it. There's got to be. Heartfelt. What's... I'm not sure. How heavy is it? It's... Obviously, you wouldn't want to post it, I don't think. Oh, see, it's still glossy in there. I need to do something with that. I don't like that shine in there. It's not that heavy because if we look underneath, a lot of it is air. Can you see how I've got the paper? So this is all space. So it's not as heavy as it looks, to be honest. I don't really know. I don't know how to suggest. I don't know, 500 grams maybe not. I'm not sure. What are you having for tea today? What's everyone having for tea, dinner, evening meal today, whatever you call it? Yeah, Benita, what have you got? Okay, so I think that's good. Yeah, so if you like gel prints, tomorrow, I think tomorrow at 10 AM, I'll have a video going out on YouTube that is about the magazine transfer, basics of magazine transfer. Right, don't want that to be too hot. Now, with this, I do have to take a little bit out to use it, just because if I stick my finger in the pot, I get it all under my fingernail, and that I do not like the feel of at all. Okay, I'm hoping this is where it then starts to blend into the background more. Pick up some of the... Yeah, so you can see that gold picking up. I'm not going to do it everywhere, it's just going to be on the edges of things. So you're still going to see the colours. Just on the tips and edges. I really love this bit in the middle where we've got two cogs there. Then we've got the calligraphy pen, like the dip pen nib. It's almost as if there's been a moth like flown onto a wet surface of paint and got stuck there for years, kind of just become encapsulated in the paint, isn't it? When it blends into the background like this. Has that made a difference, putting that gold on? Sausages, veggies, onion gravy. Oh, proper British. Love it. There are YouTube videos you can also search clear gesso recipe. Perfect. There we go. So you say cup of school glue. Is that like Elmer's? Is that what's called Elmer's glue? That sort of thing? We would call school glue PVA. Is that similar? Just want to make sure people get it right. I could really go overboard with the gold, I think. And I don't want to go back to that chintzy. I'm still using that word and I don't know if it's correct. I feel like it is, but maybe that's a matter of opinion. That garish gold that we had in the start. It was actually lots of different colour metals, wasn't it? It wasn't just gold. Definitely got to do. I love these bits, the flowers. We had metal flowers I'll cut them in half and put them on the ends of the wings. The gold's brought the detail out again. Yeah, it has. So Leslie's got pizza, chicken and chips, sticky toffee pudding and custard Lynn. Oh. French fries, tornadoes and mushroom. What? French fries, tornadoes and mushrooms. Do you mean mushroom sauce? Mushroom sauce. This is on Facebook, by the way, if anyone's wondering where I'm reading that comment. I feel like there might be a typo in there, Carmen. There we go. Have we picked everything out? I think so. Okay. Now, one thing I've found, let's put this wax back in the pot. It's too good to lose it. Yes, Elmer's glue, that is the same sort of thing. Where it's not dried, I'll pop it back in the tub, in the little jar. What I found with this Sizzix luster wax, I absolutely love it, but unlike some other gilding waxes, you do need a solvent to clean it up properly. Oh, it's beside me. So rubbing alcohol, this ISO clean, this is what I clean my glasses with and screens and things, but it's the best thing to get it off with. It's a bit stinky as well, that does bring it off. There we go. Right, I'm going to wipe this paint too before I stick my fingers in it. Now, what else do we need to put? I mean, that is pretty much, I don't think there's a lot more to do on this. I'm just thinking, do I want to leave it as it is and just say that is it, or I have to wet that to wash that away. Is that done, or do I want to add any more? I don't mind the pink now, it's not so bright. Oh yeah, it was always going to get dulled down. Something's going on in here I don't like at all. That's going to be fixed. So let's take a bit of this paint if we can. It's dried. I think it's metal. I think there's a little bit of metal in there that didn't get any paint on, and that's why it's still shiny. I do not like. Oops, far too much. So I'm just going to go, there's a tiny little cog in there as well. Just going to put the paint in there. I pretty much got it on that side, and dry that, see if that takes that shine away. I'm not so keen on it. I can put a bit of paint back over the top. I think it might be a short live today because I don't think I want to do much more to this. I'm just thinking whether I need some wording over the top, a little phrase or something. What a beautiful moth. I live in the countryside where we get to see tons of big beautiful moths, different types. I bet you don't see one like this. We live in the countryside as well, so I get to see lots of animals that people who live in the cities don't. It's surprising what you take for granted, isn't it? As well. I must admit, moths is not something I see a lot of. See, you can feel how much looser it is when you've heated something up. There we go. Tone that all back in again. Right. Tone that in. Okay, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Debbie. So what do we think to leaving it? I don't think it would fly very well. I could throw it like a frisbee. I could throw it. What do we think to a word over the top? Yay or nay? Do we think leave it, quit while we're ahead? Or do we think Yeah, put something over the top. Let's have a little vote. I'm tempted to leave it so I don't overdo it. Thank you, Lynn, on Facebook. Petra, that's okay, Petra, I know who you are now. Looks amazing the way it is. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Joe. Yes to a word. Carla says yes to adding a word on top. Then Carmen says it's gorgeous, step away. Tracy says no words. Do you know what I might like to do though? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to add a word. I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to, it might be a bit difficult with dirty water, but we'll give it a bash. I'm going to see if I can add a glow from underneath on the canvas. Hang on, there's my gesso. A little bit of a glow coming from under. So whereas I'd often put something onto a mixed media project and I'd put a black shadow underneath, I'm going to see about putting a glow of white underneath instead. This is where you will go, oh my god, leave it. Right, and then wet my paintbrush and feed that out. Do you know what, I'm using gesso, should probably be using white for this. And just water, just to blend that out to the black. It's not white enough. It's not white enough. Also, just knocked. I just kicked my camera off completely, the one that faces my head. So I'm not going to be saying goodbye to your faces later. Let me see. That's not white. That is snow. Oh. I got a plan. So that is white paint. That's gesso. This is white paint. Gesso has that translucency. Let's see. Worst case, if I really hate this, I can go back over with black. It won't be the end of the world. But I think it's going to make the moth just stand out that little bit more. It's going to be a trust the process type thing though. It's probably a good thing that it's dirty water actually. Okay, now can anyone see? Let's just dry that bit. Can you see what I'm doing, attempting to do? Ignore the fact that it's only on this part at the moment. It'll be all the way round. And this should dull down a little when it dries. Still got to go under here. Just the base, so it's like it's glowing from under, or it's like a dry highlight, a halo. Maybe a word along the bottom. I could probably fit a word along the bottom. Keep going, it's beautiful. Leave it. Hey Tiffany, how are you? We're having an argument. Do I put a word on this or do I just leave it? So I'm playing with putting some highlight underneath. But I'm not sure. I might go back over with black. It's okay. It's not, nah. I'm not loving it. And this is a great thing about mixed media. If you don't love it, you can remove it. Just don't forget that you do, of course, melt the hot glue. Stay, little antennae. Let's pop black back on. It was an idea. I'm not loving it. I'm going to put the black back. It won't take any time at all to do that. I think more of you have said to leave it than to put a word on, and it's still something I can do later on. But I think I'm going to leave it, put it on my wall for a little while, and just wait and see what I think. If I still keep looking at it and feel there's something missing, then I can go back in. Maybe a label under the moth like it's on display. You mean like a little... Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Step away, put a little bit of gold on top. Let me see. It looks more dramatic when it's all black, yeah. It was an idea. I didn't love it. Didn't love it. Okay, so I like the idea of having a little plaque on it though. Oh, I tell you what I've got. I don't know if they're going to be big enough. I've got my new collection that's launching in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks today. I'm just grabbing it without trying to fall off my stool. This is cool. Specimen slide. Now, I don't know whether these, I can't remember now whether these are dies or embossing plates. They're tiny. It's a sneak peek. I mean, it's a 2 week early sneak peek, but we've got botanical, specimen, slide. It's not a slide. I've got some numbers, and then I've got number. No. So specimen number. Yeah, let's do that. Let's die cut those. I'm going to grab a tiny little die cutting machine. Angel Magic said, "Hey Tiffany, love your channel also." Yeah, I love watching on Mondays. I love all the painting, mixed media. You do a lot more with distress paint than I do. I need to top up my stash with the distress paints. Specimen, lots of you saying specimen in brass. Well, I was going to die cut it from black and then use gilding wax over the top, but quite heavy, because there's an embossing element to these, so I'm hoping that will then stay black. Susie Art, make up a Latin appearing word for it. Yeah, I could make up my own specimen, my own species, couldn't I? Right, so what have we got here? A little bit of black. Let me use this fabric paper, just because it's here and it's black. Can anyone think of a Latin sounding word for my moth? I wouldn't know where to start with that. Right, I'll cut all three. I don't know if I'll use all three in the end. Probably going to need to tape these on. I can just see them going everywhere. Let's see. There we go. Carla says, what, Motius? Motis? I'm very much a Tim Holtz addict. Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all? I'm sad he's not designing any more products, but I think it's really good. You know, it's encouraging everybody to use up what they've got, as hard as it will be for some of us. That's cut nicely. This is getting fiddly, these bits. Just not sure if that's quite embossed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to run it through with a rubber mat as well. So pop the rubber mat on top. And really careful. I'm so full up. I had such a late lunch and it was huge. And then I went and ate some chocolate afterwards that I really didn't need. Textura for textures. That's a good. Tinea is the Latin for moth, is it? Google Latin. There we go. Jenny said Google it. Lynn's already said tinea. Mothia spectacular. How am I going to do this, everybody? I love the words, but oh my god, I'm sad he's not going to design anymore. Yeah, he's having a break. But he's created so many projects over the last few years. Sorry, products over the last few years that, you know, you can't blame the guy for needing a break. This looks like leather now it's being cut and embossed. I'm hoping, whoops, look, see me, messy. Very, very messy. Just gonna put that there so I don't do that again. So I'm hoping with the gilding wax I can brush this over. Metaculum tinea metal moth. Cool. I'm going to do this for now just because I got them. Let's see. That looks awesome. Oh, that looks so good. I don't know how well you can see that. Can you just see? So it is. I'm going to add another layer because the embossing's holding. So it's embossed. So the word is in black. You might see it a bit better on this one. The word remains black, and then just adding gilding wax on top to the metal. I need my tweezers, these are so tiny. Ivy, hello, how are you? Olga, I can't. Lepidoptera, winged insects. Oh, I can't. I just can't. Specimen number, and then we had these little numbers as well, didn't we? Let's try a little tiny bit more. I like the smell of this as well. This is quite nice actually because the number's quite a big label. The specimen and the numbers are smaller. Whoops. I'm definitely going to have to use my tweezers when I glue these down. There. That's cool. It's small, but I like it. That's okay. Okay, right, so let's just, I'll take this to my kitchen sink in a minute when we finish the live. So I'm just going to wrap that up, put that away. Just a little bit of glue. Just a wet paper glue should be fine. And get these glued down. Oh, it's going to be fiddly, but I really want to raise it up on foam, black foam. I do make things harder for myself. I know that. Let's see, black foam, there we go. A tiny little scrap here. I think this will work. We'll catch up after this Fish Friday. Enjoy your fish, Joe. Right, so let's just do a long strip and do the very fiddly, hopefully worth it. If I take a photo of this after the live, I'll put it on YouTube and on Facebook so you can see it like proper close up. There you go. So it's just slightly raised. It probably doesn't look from that angle like it's made a lot of difference. I think it will. Super, super thin bits of black foam. don't want to miss. There's lots of comments about Latin names for moths. I can't pronounce any of them. Not my forte. There we go, one more. About the right size. Might need to trim a bit off. Oh no, look at that. Oh, would help if I took the backing off though, wouldn't it? This is what I love black foam for. I just can't see it afterwards. There we go. Oh, I'll pick you up. Okay, love that. That's grounded it, yeah. That's better. Hey Nova, how are you? Sorry I missed your comment. Shall I do this as a whole zoomy, focusy thing? Hang on, let me sort this focus out if I can find my camera settings. Bear with while it... yeah, hang on a minute. Right, so let's bring the focus up. Is that okay? You can see. There we go, look at the gold. Not perfectly straight, that specimen's actually a little bit on the wonk. Hey ho. So the gilding wax picked up. You see all the detail in there. Little antennae. This is my favourite part. I love that bit with the calligraphy pen. We've got the metal flowers on the ends of the wings. We've got another one under here. Where is it? There. On each side. Just under there. So loads. It's one of those things where there's loads of detail. That's still a bit shiny, isn't it? But there we go. Ta-da! I think we're done. I think that's it. I think that's enough. Let's put that focus back down. There we go. Whew, that took about 2.5 hours, I think, in total. Marilyn, hello. Just finishing up, Marilyn. But thank you for joining us. Can we see a little bit closer? You've just seen it a bit closer. I'll take a photo as well. That's going to go on the wall in my craft room. I think that's got my messy, kind of grungy thing out of my system for a little while, for about 3 days maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna hang it on the wall. I'll pop something in so it can hang somehow. This is actually wood, so I can put a hook in there, hook it up. So yeah, you'll see that on my wall. Loads of dimension. If you look from the side, you can still see. I might actually, before I put that mat away, I might get the brush and put some black on these bits that are holding the wings up. That square of cardstock that we used last week, the same this side, just because you can see it from the sides. I guess if it's on the wall, would you see it? You'd see that side, wouldn't you? So I will just do that. But there we go. Well, thank you everybody. That's been really good fun. I can't say goodbye to you with my face because the camera got knocked down. I kicked it. It was in front of me and I kicked it. I was thinking you can get much better than it was at the start of the live. Yeah, I definitely prefer that to the golds and things that were in there. This looks a lot calmer, a lot more how I hoped it would look. But yeah, thank you everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Don't forget there is a video just gone out that is the distress ink smooshing combinations using broken china. That's just gone out on YouTube at 4 o'clock. And then tomorrow at 10 AM there'll be a video with the magazine transfer on a gel plate. So hope you can watch those. Don't forget, of course, to always thumbs up, comment and subscribe if you haven't done already. I'm sure lots of you have already. Hey Melly, I'm not sure if I said hello to you, but hello, and Claire, hello, and goodbye. We'll have a lovely weekend, everybody. Take care, and I hope to see you again the same time next week. Okay, see you soon. Bye.